When Princess Victoria was 7 years old, she went for long carriage rides in the countryside outside London, England, with her grandmother, who was visiting from Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld in what is now Germany. Victoria loved her grandmother and enjoyed the beautiful horses, but she didn't care to be driven around the countryside. Like many young girls, she later admitted in her journal, she preferred running about. Victoria loved running and playing with her dog, a King Charles spaniel named Dash. Other times, she played with her doll collection. She loved dolls so much that she had more than 100 of them. Victoria had a full schedule of schoolwork too, and enjoyed some of her academic subjects more than others. She was fascinated by history and excellent at learning languages. That all may sound as if Victoria had a typical childhood. She didn't. Certainly anyone born into royalty will have a different upbringing. Victoria, however, had a particularly uncommon childhood, and it was not an especially happy one. Victoria was born as Alexandrina Victoria in Kensington Palace in London on May 24, 1819. Her father was Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent. Her mother was Victoire, the Duchess of Kent. Sometimes the newborn's family called her Drina at home, but mostly she was just Victoria. Victoria was only 8 months old when her father died unexpectedly. The Duke caught a severe cold, which turned to pneumonia. He died on January 23, 1820. Victoria grew up without a father. Her mother, the Duchess of Kent, did not remarry, but she did ask a close friend of her husband's, Sir John Conroy, to help run the household. He became a financial advisor and secretary to the Duchess. Victoria did not trust Conroy, and with good reason. After her father's death, Victoria's mother made a plan with Conroy. They both hoped to keep young Victoria so dependent on them that their opinions would come to matter more than her own. Conroy wanted power. He could never be king because he was not born into the right family, but he was determined to exert great influence on Victoria. The atmosphere in the palace was one of drama and intrigue in the early years of Victoria's life. If Victoria's uncle, King William IV, died before she turned 18, her mother would become Queen Regent and rule the United Kingdom on Victoria's behalf. If he died after she turned 18, Victoria would be queen. Either way, Conroy and the Duchess wanted to be in control. Victoria was not allowed to make or play with friends her age. She was never left alone, not even at night. That's why she shared a bedroom with her mother. She did not talk to adults unless either Conroy, her mother, or her governess also was present. She couldn't even walk up and down the stairs in the palace by herself. She was required to hold her governess's hand on the staircase right up until the time she became queen. Victoria did not have many childhood friends, and she was the only child the Duke and Duchess of Kent had together. Victoria had a half-sister, Theodore, but Theodore was 11 years older. Instead, Victoria was closest to her governess, Miss Louise Leeson. A governess is a woman who helps raise the children in a private home. When Victoria was 5 years old, Miss Leeson became her governess. By then, Victoria had shown that she could sometimes be stubborn, impatient, and rude. Later in life, Victoria diplomatically called it being passionate. Miss Leeson quickly taught Victoria to be polite and to apologize when she was too passionate. But Miss Leeson also quietly encouraged Victoria to maintain her independence from Conroy and her mother. Although Conroy and the Duchess of Kent wanted Victoria to be dependent on them, Victoria developed an incredibly strong will and rebelled by becoming fiercely independent. That would serve her well in her adult life as queen. Victoria's childhood wasn't all bad, of course. She was very close to Miss Leeson, and she was often pampered. For her 14th birthday, The king gave a ball in her honour. Victoria danced all night and didn't get home until midnight. I was very much amused, she wrote before going to sleep.